Good, y'all. Hold up. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? We got up in this motherfucker. Oh, wait. Silly man. The silly man is back. Greetings. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Top of the morning. Top of the morning, top of the morning. Quad flow. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's goody? You guys can hear me and see me, man. Type 1 in the chat. Type 1 in the chat. Make sure I got everybody in here. Hopefully y'all can hear me and see me. Type 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Greetings. Jason Gomez, what up? My mother's in the chat, what up? Greetings. What's good, y'all? Let's see if I can get Quad Flow says 1. Timothy says 1. What up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, y'all? Just out here getting my 10,000 steps before noon. Out here saying what up to the lizards and the iguanas. You know what I'm saying? Omar Simmons. What's happening, man? How you been? What's good? Who got some wins this week, man? Tap in with the wins. What we got? I think there's a way I can get y'all my free link when I'm doing my thing. What up, what up, what up? Kyle Julius. What's poppin'? What's going on? Yeah. All right, we get into a little Q&A, man. While I walk to the supplement store to get some electrolytes. Electrolytes, baby. Oh, hold on. All right, we get a little Q&A. Oh yeah. I don't think it's a way to do that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I can do it. Oh, hold up. What up? Yeah, I found a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. All right. So we in this joint, man. Said Jose says, "Am I late?" Nah, man, you ain't late, man. You ain't never too late, man. Ain't never too late to start the journey. What can I help y'all with today? Y'all need some assistance to be great. Y'all know what to do, man. We got that free fat loss system in the chat. Oh, my bad, man. The lizards is pulling up on me, man. If you ain't ever been to Florida, there's an abundance of lizards out here, man. Like a lot of lizards. And some of them big as hell. Like, they like the size of your whole foot. Trump, Nyahu Putin. Come on, man. Now, you know I'm from America. You know we do not put consonants together like that. Come on, man. You know that's intimidating to us Americans. The many consonants together. Where the vowels at, man? Put some vowels in there so I can say it easier. Did you sunscreen your noggin? Nah, man. This is called natural glisten, man. This came from my ancestors, man. You know, it's a combination of melanin, hydration, and natural oils. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out here glistening. You know, we don't use sunscreen, man. I got that melanin. I heard that eating potatoes helps you build muscle. Is that true? Nah, man. Eating potatoes is a carb source, right? The only thing that helps you build muscle is being in a calorie surplus, getting the appropriate amount of protein, and progressive overload. Now, can potatoes help you with that? Indirectly, yes. You know, carbs is energy. Energies can help with your strength and performance, and to some degree your recovery. But potatoes alone ain't gonna make you build no muscle. That's like saying, oh man, I heard wheels help your car get to the destination. Yes, wheels do, but just having a wheel is not enough to get you to the destination, right? Potatoes are like wheels on your car. They can help the car move, but you still got to do other shit to get to your destination. You're huge. Thank you. I appreciate that. Free Diddy Cam. Why we freeing Diddy? For what? What is Diddy being free gonna do for your life? Other than maybe some Ciroc. Maybe some more Ciroc flavors is gonna come out, but that's about it. Toe check, brother. Gotta make sure the dog's breathing for the stream. Hey, shout out to Andrew through to say what up to the dogs. Have you ever been to a Mandingo party? Nah, I don't even know what that is, bro. What's that? I just said something. What does that do to my body mass? What you mean? When you say body mass, what are you talking about? Diddy equals daddy? Pause. Pause. What are you saying right now? What are you talking about? Where is this stream going right now? This motherfucker Diddy's been mentioned like 3-4 times, man. Why are we talking about him? Yeah, man. For sure. Yeah, nah, y'all wildin', man. We not about to make this stream about Diddy. we not about to do that. Have you ever been to Mexico? My background is Mexican. Yeah, I've actually been to Mexico 2 times. I went to Cancun for a wedding. I was in a wedding like 2 years ago. I was the best man for one of my very good friends. And last year, I took my girlfriend to Cabo for our anniversary. So I've been to Mexico twice. Thank you for the grocery store videos. I like healthy snack videos. Hey, I'm glad that that's helpful, Tracy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you and your snacks. You know? Snacks are for women and children anyway. I don't think real men should be eating snacks. How beneficial is carb cycling? Carb cycling is a great method to utilize calorie undulation. What is calorie undulation? That's when you vary the amount of calories that you have in a week so that you can get faster adaptations, right? So let's say you want to lose fat, right? But you don't want to like lower your whole calorie deficit for the entire week. Like you don't want to eat low calories every single day. Well, you can have carb cycling where you eat low calories a few days out of the week, and then a few days out of the week you eat either maintenance or calorie surplus, right? Cycling the days in which you have carbs and not. That's one of the things I teach. Omar, I think you got access to that guy because you in the program, so you can go to the if you go to the guide section in the app, the carb cycling guide is there. So it's me breaking down exactly how to do it. But like you can lose fat on carb cycling. You can also build muscle while not putting yourself in such a surplus that you get fat, because a lot of the times what people experience when they're doing a bulk is they ride the surplus so much that they don't use all those calories, and a lot of it gets stored. And carb cycling can help prevent that, because you'll have days where you increase the carbs for strength and performance, which aids in muscle growth. But then you have days where you have less or no carbs, so that you don't have all that spillover and get fat as hell. I'm carb cycling right now, right? That's one of my hacks to stay lean over the summer, is carb cycling. I talk about it more in my free fat loss system. If you guys want to learn more about that, just hit that link, go grab that free fat loss system. Dwight, what up? Okay. To eat what you want. Intermittent fasting is the best way. Yeah, I love intermittent fasting, man. It's one of my favorite ways to go. My younger sister has been to Cancun, but I haven't. What's it like? Cancun is it's definitely a tourist destination, right? They know it too. When you get off the plane, like, they selling excursions like a motherfucker in that airport, man. I tell you, there and Cabo. One thing I can say is the weather and the nature aspect is it's unbeatable, man. It's just like here in Florida. You have the early sunrise, the long days. You have that nice warm weather, but it's not like it's not like dry heat like the desert, like on the West Coast. It's humid, so you gotta be ready for that. You know, another reason why you want to be in good shape. If you go to Mexico, you want to make sure your cardiovascular health is up to par, because if not, you're gonna get winded. But man, it's got some beautiful, like, what I love most about being in Cancun was waking up and watching the sunrise right off the ocean. It was like stunning. It gave me that sense that man, there's so much to see in the world that I haven't yet, you know? So I love Cancun. Is running daily good? I mean, good for what, man? Like, it depends on what your goal is, right? Like, good is subjective, right? Running for somebody who wants to get, like, do a marathon or like a 5K or Ironman, like, yeah, running every day is good for that person. But somebody who wants to, like, look like me, be lean and ripped, you know what I mean? Have low body fat, a lot of lean muscle mass, be fit, mobile. You don't need that shit, man. Right? It just depends on what your goal is, right? So some people love running though, right? I got clients in my program, man. They love running. It's like their therapy, you know? And I don't want to take that away from them. So we just program it around their strength training, their mobility training, and their nutrition. So it's very individual. I would say that. Cancun equals tourist trap, if you say so, man. Maybe I should check out Key West, Florida. Key West is cool too. Key West is like, it's like the underbelly of Florida, in that, like, there's great views off the water. The beach is nice. It's a lot of stuff to do there as far as excursions. But it's not like a big city. You know what I mean? Like, it's low elevation. It's a bunch of shops and restaurants. So it's not like going to Miami, where it's basically like New York in the South. It's really Florida, like, for real. Like, it's just beaches, shops, and excursions. You know what I mean? It's a cool place, you know, but I could never live there. I don't see how people live there. Key West and Key Largo is the best. Yeah, the Keys is cool. Keys is cool for a trip. I don't know about living there though. Y'all know the vibes. Yeah, man. For sure. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. My man said he cannot stop eating literal fridges, cars, and buildings every day. How can I stop my eating addiction? Hey man, addiction is a product of focus, right? So you being addicted to anything means that you're just so focused on how you feel after eating that shit, you know? And it's important to recognize that feelings, they can be triggered multitude of different ways. So I was talking to a new client yesterday. He was talking about how he used to experience emotional eating when he was sad, dealing with depression, dealing with grieving, dealing with loss. He would resort to food to feel better. And it was a profound moment when he realized from someone in his life telling him, like, you know, food is not the only thing that can make you happy, right? Like they were like, you could take your dog for a walk, you can go do a workout, you can read a book, you can meditate, you could spend some time with people that you care about. You could give something to someone else less fortunate. Like, those are other ways that you can feel happy that are outside of food. So it really just comes down to, like, you motherfuckers are stuck in habit loops where all you do is eat. You have an emotional regulation problem. You just have to replace what you're using to regulate your emotions, right? It has to become unacceptable to use food to regulate your emotions, and you have to now take higher responsibility and use other things. That's what I teach my clients. I'll be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? There's other ways to feel good about yourself that don't require food and drugs. I'm doing one of them, man. That's why I walk so much. I love walking. It feels good. I get pumped up. I'm getting ripped while I'm doing it, right? So it makes fat loss and maintaining the lean physique easy. I get great ideas. I can do multiple things while I walk, like go live with you guys, reach out to my clients, talk to my team, create videos, right? I don't see any downsides to it, other than the fact that it takes time for sure. But sometimes for me, because I'm so busy, I need time away from the desk, Do you smoke cigarettes? Hell no. Did you not hear what I just said? Right? Hell no, I don't smoke cigarettes. Why would I do that to my body? Do you ever drink flavored sparkling water? I do when I'm having a sandwich and an apple for lunch. Shout out to you. I just had some flavored, sparkling water. I had some of this Mason Perrier. It was lime flavor, right? And the reason I had it is because on the way to the supplement store that I walked to, they had this in the at the CVS that I stopped at. I usually get the regular Perrier, right? But they was all out, so I just had to get the flavored one. So you drink liquor? Very rare. I drink alcohol like once or twice a year. You know what I'm saying? I leave that shit to my girlfriend, man. She drinks enough for both of us at the table. We go to the restaurant, they be like, you guys want the wine list? Right? I look at her, I'm like, yeah, bring it over. Shorty about to turn up. Right? I don't need alcohol and liquor to have a good time. I enjoy my state being clear, and I know how to have fun without it. That's a skill, though, that I think a lot of people haven't learned, like how to actually enjoy themselves without the use of substances. Aaron Shorts, what up? Greetings. Greetings. If someone is struggling with porn, what would you say? I would tell that person that they need to work on their emotional regulation as well. Porn is an addiction just like food addiction, just like drug addiction, just like alcohol addiction. It's all the same. You are looking for something to stimulate you mentally so that you can experience a different emotion, right? So everything that we do in life hinges upon something called the pleasure and pain paradox. It's by the father and mother psychology, Sigmund Freud. Basically, what Freud said to you motherfuckers is everything you do is to escape what you perceive to be painful to get to pleasure. So if you are indulging in porn, you're doing it because it's more pleasurable to experience that than it is to deal with your regular life or your circumstances, right? So you need to either work on improving your life so much that you don't need porn, right? Which is my strategy. Just have a dope ass life so you don't need porn, or just replace it with something, right? Because it's giving you something. That's why you do it. It's giving you some form of pleasure. That's why you do it. But there's other things that can give you that type of pleasure that's not related to that. I stopped drinking alcohol for 2 different reasons. That's what's up, man. Aaron Short says, hi, what up? Give up list. It's a sin. Set yourself free. I think this brother was attempting to say lust, but he said list 3 times. That's cool. Jose, congrats. Shout out to Jose, man. Jose out here getting it popping. Out here getting it popping, man. Making changes. That's big dog moves, man. It's the same with indulging with donuts, man. Yeah, man, fuck them donuts, man. Them donuts, they doing what? They keeping you big as hell. You ain't gotta live like that if you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Feel me? For sure. Now, some of you watching this, we talking about donuts. You're gonna ask, man, do I gotta give up donuts forever? Nah. You just gotta learn when it's appropriate to have your donuts. And I actually teach my clients how to do it in a way that helps them lose more fat. Right? It's called the 6 days forward, 1 step back method. Basically, calorie deficit for 6 days, and then 1 day you have a cheat meal where you take your calories slightly above maintenance. Right? So if you want the blueprint of that, just tap that link. I give you that free fat loss system where I break it down. How do you get away from those timeshare peddlers at Cancun? You just walk the fuck away. You just be like, nah, bro. And then they gonna keep talking, and then you just stare at them like this. You just look them in the eyes and don't say a word. After you say nah, it's nah. Just keep walking, man. You ain't gotta stop for them because they keep calling your name. The first reason I cut alcohol is because my dad is an alcoholic. Yeah, well, you know, it sounds like you chose a different path, brother. Congrats to you. I always wondered, who determines whether somebody's an alcoholic or not, right? Like, is there a certain amount of like alcohol that you need to have per day to be classified alcoholic? Is it like, I don't know, is it like if you have more than 2 drinks, like every day you're technically alcoholic? Is it like frequency or is it volume? Let me know in the comments. Like, when do you know somebody's an alcoholic? If they drink every day or if they drink a lot when they drink? Is it frequency or is it volume? He Dash says, no way LeBron. Hey. I guess he's saying I look like LeBron. I mean, that's a compliment. LeBron is one of the most successful men on the planet, so I guess I'll take that. You be an alcoholic, just drink on the weekends. Okay, so if you That's what I'm asking. Like, if you drink on the weekends, like every weekend, does that make you an alcoholic, or does it depend on how much you drink when you drink on the weekends, right? Like, what determines if you're an alcoholic? Like, who has the rule book that determines who's alcoholic and who's not, right? When they can't function without alcohol. Okay, so when somebody can't function, like they can't start their day without it. Okay, that's a good point. I think it's frequency. I think that coincides with the White's point. Leroy says walking. What up, Leroy? Serenity says, I think it's when, I'm quoting a few over the cuckoo's nest here, but when the bottles start drinking from you. So basically, when the booze controls you. Okay, so so is that like frequency? Is that like how often or how much in one session? Right? Because let me give you an example. Let's say I'll give you guys a story. So I know somebody, I'm not gonna say no names, but I was at their wedding and they got really drunk, like super drunk, so drunk that we had to carry them to the room, right? And this individual was so drunk that when they woke up, they were just like angry and belligerent at everybody. The next morning, this person had no recollection of what actually happened. Like, we had to tell this motherfucker, hey, this is what you were doing, right? But that was only one time. That wasn't like, that's not repeated, but that's he got so intoxicated, the alcohol controlled his actions. He wasn't cognizant of them, right? So is that alcoholic, or is it not alcoholic because it only happened once? All right, that's what I want. Drink before breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, so Dwight is driving the point home that alcoholic is frequency. Okay, so he's driving that point home. I can see that. What up, man? I just walked as well for 20 minutes. What are the benefits of getting the 10% body fat? Well, Leroy, there's so many benefits. It's going to be difficult to list them all out, but I'll do my best here in a few minutes. Really, it comes down to two aspects, physical and mental, right? So 10% body fat, what is that? That's like sort of one of the pinnacles of health when it comes to men. Like, as you go below 15% body fat, you're no longer in the realm of like any like health concerns, but 10% is like you look impressive. There's a study that was done recently that says there are more millionaires than there are with people with six packs, right? So that means it's technically more difficult from a discipline perspective, based on the science, to get a six-pack than it is to make $1 million, which is mind-blowing. Because when you think about how many millionaires are there in America, like it's less than 1% of Americans, right? So if getting to 10% body fat or six-pack abs, is more difficult than that, like it puts you in a rare sort of elite status of discipline, where really, like, if you translate that discipline to anything else in life, there's no way you can lose. That's why motherfuckers like The Rock, like you look at The Rock. Now people will be like, man, The Rock doesn't have a six-pack. That's because he had an abdominal injury, right? Or else he would have a six-pack, because his body fat percentage is low and his lean muscle mass is high. Now, what did he do after he got injured from the NFL? He went on to become one of the greatest sports entertainers of all time, and then went on to become the highest paid actor for a segment of a couple years, and then went on from that to build $1 billion brand through alcohol, clothing, all that stuff. So now he's a billionaire, and all that hinged upon him having a really like admirable level of work ethic, discipline, right? Same with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger was Mr. Olympia. In some circles, he's known as the godfather of bodybuilding, right? Six pack abs. Then he went on to go into Hollywood and become the highest paid actor, I think during the 80s. It was either him or Sylvester Stallone, but he was like in all like the big action films, right? Then went on to become the governor, right? The governor of Cali, and then obviously has gone on to make multiple millions and millions of dollars, right? Discipline, right? So what's the point I'm making? Man, getting to 10% body fat enhances who you are as a person, so much so that you can excel in anything you want, right? Now that's just the mental component. From the physical, I mean, it optimizes your blood sugar regulation, your cholesterol, your blood pressure, your cognitive capabilities, because if you have clean blood sugar, right? You got low blood glucose, your brain capacity, like you're getting access to cleaner flows of energy all day long. Not to mention lower risk of, heart disease, which is the leading cause of death in America. And I mean, if you got less mass, you got less cells that could be malignant or dead in your body. If you got less malignant or dead cells, you're less likely to have cancer, right? And then, from the standpoint of just being able to be here longer, you combine all those things that I said, longevity, right? So that's what being 10% body fat does for you, man. It does a ton. I don't know what you motherfuckers is waiting on. If you want to get to 10% body fat so you can experience some shit like that, hey, click that link. Go get that free fat loss system, baby. Appreciate the information. We'll take notes. Keep it going to get mentally stronger. Yeah, man. You're going to become extremely rare, like from the standpoint of just being somebody that most people would admire, and sort of would love to either be around or be like. Man, get to 10% body fat. It'll enhance everything. As a teen, I like being healthy and eating all the healthy foods, but I also eat out with friends and family. So right now, I do the 80-20 diet. Is that okay? That's how I eat too, man. 80% of the time, I'm eating real food, whole nutritious food, hitting the macros. The other 20%, I might have a little processed food, a little protein snack, shake. I might have like a cheat meal every now and then. I think that's a great way. That's the lifestyle, baby. That's the lifestyle. Born Sigma. I hate when you say I was BSing during the program, but I love the honesty because you were absolutely correct. I need that honesty. Much love, brother. Yeah, Born Sigma, man. You, my friend, you have an exceptional work ethic. I come across a lot of brothers like you who I see the potential in the work ethic. When you locked in, you locked in. But then I see that dark side too, man, where, those pitfalls, they come in and it gets you off course, right? So I say that you was bullshitting out of respect, knowing that, hey, I know you was capable of more of what you got. Now, everybody listening, my man Born Sigma lost 45 pounds on the program in 4 months, right? Some people would dream of that, man. Like, that's some people's dream goal. God damn, 45 pounds in 4 months? Sign me up. I need that, right? But for him, he had a higher standard for himself, and he was capable of even more than that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's how I want you guys to look at life. It's like, you may have done something, you may have put in some level of effort, but what would happen if you went all the way in? Like, what would those results look like? I question that every day. It keeps me wanting to push and get even better. Appreciate it, bro. I'm lifting, still hitting my protein, And when I eat out, I go for the processed protein over the sugar. All right. Listen, man. Life is about what you do consistently, man. Your entire reality hinges upon what actions you take and don't take consistently. So, if you are in fact consistently eating whole natural foods, hitting your macros, you will consistently start to see improvements in your physique and your performance and your cognition, right? Your energy levels, your restoration and recovery. If you're consistently doing that, you're gonna be fine, right? So that one little processed meal that you have, if you think about like a month, it's 30 days in most months. If 29 days of those days, 29 days of that month you on point, it's not going to detract your results. How do I stay disciplined and motivated? Discipline is a muscle. So you have to train it through not being motivated, because motivation is the emotion that drives you forward, right? So you can't practice both discipline and motivation at the same time, because they are opposing sides of the same coin. It really comes down to action. Motivation makes you feel like taking the action. Discipline is when you take the action regardless of how you feel. So you have to not be motivated in order to train your discipline muscle, right? And repeatedly training your discipline muscle, repeatedly taking action when you don't fucking feel like it, that's how you become the most disciplined person in the world. I was just talking about The Rock a minute ago. You know, they talk about how, like, on the movie sets, like, you know, action movies, guys will work out before they actually come in and do their performance to action scene. You know, The Rock gets up at like 3 a.m., works out, eats, and does another workout like around fucking 8 a.m., right? And then eats again. So he's done 2 workouts in the morning before most people have even woken up and started their day, right? I'm sure he doesn't feel like doing that every day. People think he's motivated. No, nobody's that fucking motivated. He's just disciplined, right? So you got to get rid of this concept of like motivation's the key. It's cool if you are motivated, but it's gonna run out. And when it does, discipline. Now, some things that you can do to become more disciplined: set up your environment for success, right? Have a schedule, right? Make appointments with yourself. You know, I live my life out of the calendar in my phone. If it's not in my calendar, I tell people it don't exist. So whether I'm going live with you guys right now, or, you know, eating a meal, going to do a workout, meeting with clients, all of those are appointments. I'm not out here just hoping I get around to some shit or winging it. Like, I schedule it with myself. And having that appointment with myself holds me accountable, right? Because I know it's there, and then other people know it's there, right? Other people, I schedule appointments with other people. That holds me accountable too, right? So then what happens is, it don't matter if I'm fucking motivated. I got somebody waiting on me. I'm not about to inconvenience them, right? That's how you set yourself up, right? You put yourself in sort of an environment that's conducive to discipline. Yeah, man, you know the vibes. Guys, if this was helpful and you want me to go live again later today, just drop a flex emoji in the chat. Drop that flex in the chat. I gotta go up in here and get my supplements, man. I finally made it to the vitamin shop. Drop a flex emoji in the chat if this was helpful. Y'all want your boy to go live again. All right, y'all. Till next time. Peace.